What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 162 of Park to Prem here with Town or Town. Today we are back for a live comp double header, the first of which, the big game of the episode. There's no hiding it. We're taking on Manchester United at home, and well, if you were just to take this screen at face value, it doesn't look particularly good. We currently sit down in 4th place in the league if you look at our most recent two games, a 4-4 draw and a 1-0 defeat. That's the worst of it, to be fair, but it certainly hasn't been ideal. Only 4 matches played since that Rangers game where we absolutely spanked them. And, well, with the fact that we've got a double header today in mind, let's talk about these right away, don't we? So the first of these league games, of which there were 3 in this run, was against Wolverhampton Wanderers, and in this game he played really, really well. Cancino with an incredible opening goal in this match. What a finish that was. He scored a second, but not before Sasso Markovski got one of his own. Markovski scoring in 2 games in a row, and transcending his Champions League form into the league. And then Cancino added his second. A good little 3-0 result. And Mr. Desolus Wolverhampton Wanderers, yes, he has moved on. We will talk more about where he has ended up in a second. But before we do that, let's talk about the next game, which was another clean sheet. Yes, we've had plenty of these in the league. A 2-0 win against Brentford. Andy Eric and Mike Frost with the goals. Quite fitting. I believe they assisted one another. It was a bit of a team playing moment, I suppose. Mike Frost setting up Andy Eric, and then, well, returning the favour the other way, Andy Eric setting up Mike Frost. And, well, that's what you want to see. Both players scoring goals and helping one another. Mike Frost, he's been doing a little bit better in recent times, although I will say now his form is still not particularly great. It's not £300 million great. I feel like the bar's been set very, very high in all honesty. And, well, going into the next game, it was a few unlikely candidates with performances. 4-4 against Lyon, which, I mean, it was an exciting game, but not a particularly great game. We will show the highlights for this match now, and, well, Volta scored after about 30 seconds. Lovely finish by him into the bottom corner. And, well, a familiar face of the team. Leon with Bubalo in on loan. And, well, he grabbed a hat-trick in this game, the first of which was in the 37th minute. He grabbed a hat-trick, and so did Matasevic. So, yeah, they have to fight over the match ball in this game. It was a bit weird with Bubalo because I told him before this game that I'd been unimpressed with his loan spell and that I wasn't very happy. I probably should have waited until after we played him in hindsight. He was very lethal in this game here. It looked a little like when he played against Brandon in the live stream we did a few days ago. And I guess while these games are playing out, it's worth mentioning we are going to be live on Twitch again tonight. So if you enjoyed the Monopoly stream a few days ago, it's happening again, but we are managing the club Monopoly. I'm not playing Monopoly the game on a stream. I mean, maybe that's the job if we get fired. Anyway, talking more about the action here on the pitch, they got a late goal in the 77th minute. That was the equaliser. 4-4 it finished. Annoying because Lyon now finish ahead of us on away goals. And, well, on away goals on head-to-head. We've drawn against them twice, 2-2 and 4-4, but because they got 4 away goals, it looks very likely that they are going to win the group. Anyway, most recently, if that last result was bad, this was very, very bad. A 1-0 defeat against Brighton, a Brighton team that had Mr. Dessa playing at right-back for them. A last-minute goal. It was from open play, to be fair, so unlike some of our other defeats where it's been via penalty goals, I can't have too many complaints. Brighton, to be fair, were lethal. They hit us on the break, they punished us, and we weren't good enough. We started off playing the 5-at-the-back system. As you can see here, we did switch to the 4-at-the-back, changed personnel. Just no one really performing for us, unfortunately. And with that defeat, we fall off the pace. And we are desperately now going to be trying to chase for the rest of the year, you'd imagine, really. 6 points behind Man City. A win today would see us go into third ahead of Manchester United. A defeat today, I don't even really want to entertain the thought of, because it would be nothing short of a disaster. Anyway, in terms of team news, no real injuries to speak of, which is very, very good news. In terms of player performances, who have been the standout performers as of late? Well, Kaiser's been superb. 5 assists and 1 goal in 17 league games. You can see here, Markovski, he's been scoring a few goals for fun. I feel like he's taken the mantle from Jackie Auger. He's seen Auger's goals over the past few years, seen that the Frenchman has left us and decided to fill that void. But yeah, really loving this guy at 22 years old. What an incredible player he is turning out to be. And yeah, been a bit of a surprise package. I guess it's worth mentioning, Shvetsov, 14 goals for the season. He's not scored in a little while. I don't want to call it a goal-scoring drought, but with the form that he was on, the fact he's not scored in the last 4 matches, albeit games where he hasn't always started and has been rotated in and out, is a little bit of a cause for concern. I will say that going into today's game, we are able to field a pretty much full-strength team. And in fact, I want to do a late little bit of shuffling. We are going to bring in Andy Eric. We're going to play Holman and Andre alongside each other. Vincent at left-back. He's not got an assist since last episode. I was bigging him up, saying he was the best thing since sliced bread. And now it's just not working out. The bread knife needs sharpening. We need better sliced bread. Vincent, do it for us today, pal. Anyway, we're at home against Manchester United. I want to play on the front foot. I want to play attacking football. Things haven't been working with Frost as the complete forward and Shvetsov as the advanced forward. They're so well suited to both roles. We're going to swap them around for this game and just see how they get on. That's going to be how we approach things here. And what I want to remind the players, we are the favourites. Go out there and make the difference against Manchester United. If we lose this, oh my word, it would actually be awful. We would be 9 points behind Man City on the assumption they're going to win their next game. Given the fact they've not lost yet this year, that's probably quite a safe assumption. So boys, please, today, nothing like that Brighton game. Let's turn up, let's show them what we're made of. I mean, after 20 minutes, there's not been a highlight. There's not even been a shot on target. I feel bad because a couple of episodes ago we had that 0-0 against Man City. I want an exciting game for a live com. The Rangers game was exciting, but it was one-way traffic. When the Lyon game happened and it finished 4-4, there was part of me that was like, why couldn't this have been a live com? But maybe Frost is going to work some magic. He's bursting through, he hits it. Oh my. I mean, I want to be like, at £300 million, I expect him to score it, but if you've played Football Manager, you just know you can buy a player for infinite money. It can be the best player in the world. They still smash over chances from there from time to time. And Shvetsov rides through one tackle and goes on his merry way. Look how fast the Russian is. Can he finish it? Why have I even asked the question? What was the point in me even asking it like there was a possibility he was going to miss? 4 games without a goal, I call him out on it, and he's heard me. Up to third, and well, in this situation here, I feel like the defender is stuck with Frost. He's terrified of the £300 million man, and it just affords Shvetsov the room to run into. Wouldn't surprise me if that defender has been told to mark Frost tightly, and with that echoing instruction in his mind, he's just not left his man to go and deal with Shvetsov, who had the ball. He scores. First real chance of the game for us. We've taken it. We'll hope that we can get another before too long. But, I mean, at half-time, it's not been a game full of chances, to be honest. It's been very, very even. They've actually had slightly more of the ball. I definitely feel like there's room for improvement in this second half. And, well, let's see if the players can bring it to us, shall we? Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a challenge, perhaps, in this second half. You would expect Manchester United to do something, although in the first 15 minutes, they've not done a great deal. Manchester United, they don't score many goals, but they don't concede many either. Frost hasn't had a particularly great game, but we're going to keep patience with him. I'm going to bring in McCassie and Matasovic in midfield. Roger McCassie, would you believe it? The South African, the player who never complained about lack of first-team football, has recently started complaining about a lack of first-team football. He's not a happy bunny. He wants more first-team opportunities. I have been trying to afford him them, but it is a little difficult to get him into the team. But maybe he'll be content with a decent number of minutes here against Man United and not a bad defensive option to bring into the midfield. Anyway, 5 minutes left. It remains 1-0. One last sub in our locker. I'll tell you what, Vincent has not been at the races. A 6.5 rating. Let's haul him off. Bring in Nico, please don't let me down here. Garcia, Mahon, I mean, who's marking who there? I want to blame Nico somehow. We make a sub, and within seconds it's completely... I want to say it's backfired. I feel like it's a bit harsh to view it like that. A set piece at the end of the day. They committed so many men forward. The ball whipped in. I mean, who was that there? It was actually Nico. It was actually Nico on off the bench, letting us down. I was about to pause and make some panic changes, but we have a corner. Right, Jack, make a prediction. I reckon... What do I reckon is going to happen here? I reckon Markovsky to score. Half volley just outside the 6-yard box. Well, I'm not psychic, as it turns out. Kaiser, second time lucky. McCassie squares it. Matasovic hits it. Oh, my word, Ilya. Oh, my word. He got a hat-trick against Lyon, bringing him on off the bench. Why is he not starting more? Hole who? I don't know, no whole man. My word, what a goal that is. What a goal that is. McCassie giving the assist as well. He's going to be lapping that up. Plays the ball over, but make no mistake, half volley. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say, because, well, The goalkeeper there, Alvin John, is very, very good, and the fact he's just got nowhere near it is an indication of how good that finish is. Matasovic to the rescue. Someone give him a cape. Give him a superhero outfit. I think he's probably earned to start for the next game. Also, he's got the media description, confident winger. Not played on the wing in about 5 years, but who am I to judge what the media say about our players? And also, I didn't get to give a team talk. What's happened here, Football Manager? Well, I'm sorry, boys. I've forgotten to do a team talk. It was going to happen at some point, I guess, in my 20-odd years at the club. It's happened today. Shvetsov gets man of the match. A 2-1 win. Matasovic, the real hero. And I know there was a full set of fixtures played there, so I'm kind of anxious now to peer over and hope that maybe Man City slipped up. Looking at things here, oh my word, Tottenham did beat them 2-0. Huge result. Liverpool drawing as well. Everything coming up Millhouse, as far as we're concerned, here at the top of the table. Those were the results that we needed. And from looking in a position where the Manchester United game was a do-or-die match, suddenly, we're back in the races. We have the best goal difference, and we're coming for you, Man City. I know they've got a few more difficult games on the horizon to play through. Anyway, we've got a few days until the Watford game, but as I record this, it's half-time in the Premier League match between Man City and Arsenal, so I'm going to go watch the second half. We'll come back for the second game, and, well, don't go anywhere. Hopefully, we can do well against a Watford team who currently sit in 8th. They're doing very, very well. Okay, guys, so it is the weekend. It's the 8th of December, and it's time for the second game of today's episode. Away from home against Watford, a team which, when you look at this, we should be beating, right? They've beaten us once in the last 11 meetings. There is one injury. It's Alex Boyo, though, a player that was never going to be in contention to start this game, despite the fact we are going to fully rotate the team. And, well, really, I may be putting a little bit of unnecessary pressure on us today because I am going to be playing a rotated team. It's still a very strong team, but it is rotated. And I feel like I'm putting more pressure on us based on the fact that if we look here, Man City beat Sheffield United already today and Liverpool drew. Now, with Liverpool drawing, a win for us today would see us go back to second in the league. And suddenly, things look a darn lot better than they did at the start of today's episode. That's the dream, that's the hope. But yeah, we're not going to be putting the first team necessarily in the spotlight today. It's going to be about a bit of rotation, giving a few other players opportunities. So Morrigan is going to keep his position in goal. I feel like you don't really rotate your goalkeeper when you rotate the rest of the team. Right back, though, we are going to go with Deacon. A very, very good right back. A player who I really feel like goes underappreciated. Yeah, you can see here, he joined us for £16 million. He's now in his 4th season at the club. Every year he's thrown in a decent amount of appearances, more often than not coming on off the bench. This year having a pretty good season so far, so deserves more opportunities. He's got one here. Alongside him in centre-back, we've got Cesar, of course, one of our few Colombian players in the team. And I say few Colombian players, realising, actually, we don't have any more Colombian players yet, but we have got one joining us. And I should probably just talk about him, really. You can see here, I am currently looking at this guy, Richie Fierson? I don't know. Dutch viewers, let me know. He looks okay, though. He plays for AZ Alkmaar. Unfortunately, however, they are not selling him. So we're trying to get him to kick up a fuss. But if we just look at players joining us in the future, we've got this guy, Christian Cardona, a player who I have shown over on the WorkTheSpace Discord channel, just as a player who I'm excited about. 17 years old, incredible centre-back. I wonder if him and Caesar will end up playing alongside one another in the national team. It feels inevitable, really. But yeah, very excited about this guy. He's actually joining us next month. We'll probably slot into the under-20s. But yeah, could be a very good player for the future. Anyway, we are going to stick with McCassie. As I already mentioned, he's been a bit unhappy with the game time he's been getting, and he's been complaining about it. You can see here he feels alienated. I've lowered his expected playing time now to just a regular starter. He's going to get a start today at centre-back, which of course isn't where he played last game. But if we just look at him as a defender, in all honesty, besides his aggression and heading, he's just such an incredible player. He's so versatile. I feel like he's a little bit wasted with how good his physicals are at centre-back, which is why I do play him at centre-mid. And I do want to keep him happy because he's a very unique kind of player and a very useful kind of player to have. Anyway, at left-back, we are going to go with Nico. He was almost certainly to blame for the Manchester United goal with the free header at the back post. We're going to forgive him. We're going to see if he can do it against Watford today. But, of course, that is going to mean Vincent is on the bench. Team line playmaker, Kaiser isn't going to be there, but we're going to bring him back in the old guard. Leskinen is going to hop in, a player who has been not starting nearly as regularly as you might expect, but I want to give him some opportunities here. Feels like a good game to do so. In the centre of the midfield, the goal-scoring hero of last game, Matasevic, is going to play alongside Volta, who made his debut recently for the Portuguese national team. He's only 23 now, so I feel like he is getting on a little bit. It was floated, the idea of selling him last episode, but unfortunately, I can't really sell him. I saw the comments suggesting it. The issue we have is you need 8 homegrown players in nation in your squad, and 4 of them have to be homegrown at club. Now, right now, we actually only have 8 players homegrown in nation, 5 of which are homegrown at club, 1 of which is Volta. So, yeah, as a result, even if I wanted to get rid of him right now, if I got rid of him, I wouldn't be able to register anyone in his place because of the way the registration rules work in the Premier League. So, he is a useful backup player to have. There is an unusual player here. This is huge. This is massive. This is a day that people have dreamt of. Roberto Gonzalez is going to play for the club for the first time in 4.5 seasons. He joined us from Levante, played 1 game back when we were in the Championship. He's had a number of loan spells where he's done pretty well. He's developed, he's shown his worth. Today he gets the nod as an advanced playmaker. What a moment this is for him. He's waited for this moment. He's been patient. Let's see how he gets on. He did have an injury earlier on in the year, or this moment may have come a tiny bit sooner. Up top, we are dropping Frost and Shvetsov. We are going to bring in Claudio Cancina to play as the complete forward. You can see here, just an incredibly versatile player, so well-rounded. And alongside him, Dylan Turnbull, a player currently on a goal-scoring drought. Definitely falling down the pecking order and finding himself more of a backup player than ever before. Was kind of to be expected, but you can see here just 1 goal to his name, lots of appearances on off the bench, only 3 league starts already. He gets the nod today. This is your chance, Dylan. This is your moment. Show us what you are made of. And well, let's get into this. This is ballsy, maybe a little bit stupid to rotate the team like I have on the bench. Shvetsov, Frost, Kaiser, Andre, Holman, Vincent, Markovsky are the men lining up. We have a very, very strong bench. If we need game changers, we can bring on game changers. However, at the same time, I really want to see if these guys can do it. I feel like at the start of the year, I would have said these players are capable of finishing top 4. I will say that with the little bit of rotation we've been doing, it hasn't been exactly flawless. We have slipped up in games where we've rotated things a little bit. But I feel like I do need to start putting trust in these players more, particularly knowing, there are going to be such a relentless kind of set of games coming up in terms of fixture rest. I need to be giving these guys match experience and first team football now. Hopefully they're going to be able to do it for us as we wait for the teams to warm up. Come on, Football Manager. You can do it. I believe in you. There we go. We're in my boardroom. And now we're in the stadium. There you go. I don't know what the game's thinking there. Either way, here we are. They are playing a 4-2-3-1. I noticed that they have Rossano Cini in their team. I'm not sure if he's playing against us today, to be fair. If we just look at the opposition, is Rossano Cini playing? He's not. He's on the bench. I was excited to play against him. Our former man, he's had a bit of a trip around the block after we sold him for £30 million. He's ended up here at Watford, who are going quite well. Of course, Watford, who previously had Smoljo in their ranks, although that was a few years ago now, really. They're 7th in the league. They're having one of their best years in a while. They've been a pretty steady Eddie mid-table team, have Watford, and I'm sure they want to push on and become more than just a team that exists. They're looking at European football this year for the first time in a while. They are going to want a result, but I'm hoping that bringing in a real variety of youngsters, players hungry for first team opportunities, this is a chance for them to show me they've got what it takes to be in the first team, and also just give us a taster as to what they're capable of. With the fixtures that we have, with my desire to compete in everything that we are involved in, the reality is I need each and every one of these players to be capable of stepping up, and this is a good test for them here. Anyway, Nico at left back. Can he pull it back? He doesn't need to pull it back. He's been fouled. Referee, give the penalty. Of course he's given it. He's not pointed at the penalty spot, but we'll forgive him. Who's over it? It's Cancina. I guess Frost, Shvetsov, a load of the normal penalty takers not on the pitch. Can Cancina do it? Oh my word, it was not convincing, was it? For a second I thought the keeper was going to get a foot to it, but he didn't. Cancina with his 4th goal of the season. And after half an hour, it's not been a complete blowout in the early stages. We've not come out of the traps flying. However, we do find ourselves ahead, and it's probably deservedly so. It's been a pretty good half. We've now got a set piece in a wide area. Although I shout to man more on the highlight stops, and now they have a highlight. Oh my word. Has Caesar just scored an awful own goal? Caesar. His empire is falling around him. What happened here? The ball in, headed against crossbar, and then he just... I mean, he scored a few goals this year. It looked like he wanted to score the own goal there, I'm going to be honest. I don't even know what to describe that as other than football manager magic. It's 1-1 at the break. We've scored 2 goals, but one of them was in our own goal, unfortunately, for poor little Caesar. Hopefully he's not going to be too mentally rocked by that. It's going to be an interesting test for the youngster, because I don't really want to take him out of the team if I can avoid it. Anyway, Nico forward, Turnbull underneath it, falls to Continue, hits it. Oh, the keeper keeps it out. For a second, you thought he was going to tuck it into the bottom corner. With an hour gone, I feel like I've got to start looking at changes, and I am very, very tempted to go wide, to split things up, to, I guess, part the waves. And the way that we'll do that is like so. We're going to bring in Kansina out on the left. Who has not performed? Turnbull's played awful, so Shvetsov on for you. Out on the right, I may have to keep Volta on, although actually, no. We can bring Maticevic onto the right. Volta plays in the middle with Leskinen. And Gonzalez hasn't wowed me, and his fitness is struggling a little. So you know what? Mike Frost and Shvetsov on off the bench. That's a terrifying striking duo to just see warming up on the sideline. And when you know the two players who, you know, have been the main strike force are coming on, and you're tired, I feel like you've got to be worried a little bit as Watford there. Anyway, ball forward to Shvetsov. Mike Frost could be squared to. He is squared to. That is what you love to see. Was that 2 minutes? Two minutes it took them to have the desired impact. I will claim a degree of tactical genius, although I don't think it takes a mastermind to work out that if you put these two players up top alongside each other, goals are going to happen. I love the fact that Shvetsov has passed that. I love the fact he's passed that. That's not the first time he's done it as well this year. He loves to square the ball to his partner in crime, Frost. They are on the same wavelength. They look really good alongside each other, to be honest. I would like to get a few more. I want to keep pushing forward here. We have got one last sub in our locker. I was about to make the change. Time is trickling away here, but you know what? Let's make the change. I'm going to bring in Holman, move Leskinen to box, and play Holman as a deep line playmaker. Set piece to deal with here, though. Branco heads it goalwards. Morrigan holds on to it. Cool, calm, and collected. Why are American Airlines sponsoring in Football Manager at the moment? If you don't know, Football Manager, you might have noticed it, the sponsors do update. We're in the middle of a pandemic. No one is flying, and American Airlines are advertising in Football Manager. Am I the only person who thinks that's a bit weird? I guess desperate times comes for desperate measures. If you're trying to, well, market to me, a sweaty Englishman recording a video at 11 PM, like, you must be desperate for people to get on your planes, I suppose. Anyway, we do need to defend here, as much as I want to badmouth the aviation industry, as Hamisu brings the ball forward. What an incredible run, and I mean, what an incredible goal. What an incredible goal. What more can you say about that? Some say in their previous life, Hamisu worked at American Airlines. This is what I get. This is my punishment. He picks up the ball, he brings it forward, running on his merry way. I mean, is Caesar again? Why did I not take him off? Dives in unnecessarily. An incredible run and an incredible finish, but not ideal. Holman, on you come, mate. Didn't even have a chance to come on in this game. We're going to demand more. I was about to make a change and then a highlight started. Right on cue. Right, Caesar, make amends. You've had an absolute Western supermare of a game. Let's put it to the back of your mind. Let's crack on here and get a better end. Leskinen to Holman, on off the bench. Plays the ball forward to Shvetsov. Oh my word, what a pass. Shvetsov, you wazzock. Doesn't even hit the target there. What a great opportunity. Skewed wide of the mark, and we've had an incredible episode in terms of the win against Manchester United and results kind of going the way we need them to go. I can't do a shout. I can't do anything else. It's just a case of watching the action playing out and hoping that we've made the right moves, but we need to go for the win here. We're going to very attacking. It's a roll of the dice, that there is no doubt. Frost with it. Can we have some Frost magic? He brings it forward. He tries... Did you just shoot? I think he just shot there. Which, if he did, is questionable at best. Although there's more to the highlights, so let's not judge him too soon. Shvetsov, options in the middle. Frost is there, and he's headed it over. I mean, you can't accuse him of not wanting to make a difference. I want to shout demand more, and I just can't. There's 1 minute and 10 seconds. There's one last chance. One last moment. Andrei Shvetsov, clean through on goal. Frost with the rebound. And it's 3-2 here at Vicarage Road. Mike Frost, you beautiful big boy. £300 million well spent. It was never in doubt. Nico Roth, A route one, lumps it over. Shvetsov has an effort, probably should have squared it, didn't, but it fell straight to Frost, who was never going to miss from there. And you know what, maybe this is his coming of age. Maybe this is the moment that we will look back on as the moment that Mike Frost announced himself as a Town Town player. What an incredible performance that is. 2 goals to his name, 2 assists for Shvetsov as well. The subs made a difference, and with that, we keep the gap to 3 points on Man City. We go ahead of Liverpool, and considering where we started, it may have taken a few late goals, and by a few late goals, I mean 2 late winners, but with them, we look a darn sight better than we did at the start of today, and that's, well, it's a pretty good feeling in all honesty. Anyway, in terms of when we'll be back, we have got Liverpool on Boxing Day, but that does feel a little bit too soon for my own liking. I am looking further ahead. We've got Man City and Chelsea alongside one another. May potentially come back for a double header, although that is a little way. I don't know if I'll get that done for tomorrow. I don't know. What would you guys like to see? We can maybe do the Liverpool game, or alternatively, I might not upload tomorrow. I might just have a day of rest and then come back for a double header. If you've got any ideas, thoughts, anything really. What would you do if you were me? Answer on a postcard. Get it down in the comments. And well, that's going to wrap up everything from me today. I hope you've enjoyed the doubleheader. 2 pretty dramatic games in all honesty. Mike Frost, man of the match. Give him all the praise. Give him a coconut. He deserves it. He deserves it. I mean, what a player. What a £300 million well spent if we now win the league with the 2 points that he just gained us with that win versus what would have been a draw. Incredible. Incredible. Right, I'm on a come down now. I didn't want to shout too loudly because I didn't want to wake up my neighbours, but I don't think I did a particularly good job with that today. But sometimes Football Manager just gets a little bit too exciting for all of us, doesn't it? So yeah, I'm not sure exactly when we're going to be back. Let me know what you would do down in the comments. Thank you as well for your support here on YouTube and on the streams. It's been absolutely nuts over the last few weeks. I really, really appreciate it, guys. You can expect Football Manager content to continue flowing throughout the resumption of football and beyond. And, well, who knows when FM21's coming out at this point. But right now, I don't even feel like I need to worry about that, which is bizarre. Normally around this time of year, as a creator, you're kind of looking forward to when the next game might be in 4 months' time. I'm having so much fun with just everything that we're doing here on the channel, on Twitch and on Twitter and the Discord server, and just everything involved with the channel. It's not even a concern for me right now, and that's a unique feeling that I've never really felt before. But anyway, that's going to be all from me today. Thank you for your support. Let's win a title again. Man City, we're coming for you. I'll see you guys in a bit. It's me, Jack, and I'm out.